All right. So why don't we introduce ourselves? So we are husband and wife. I'm the husband.
No, I'm the husband.
We are a bicultural, biracial, bi-able husband and wife. So we are on an adventure to do a lot of crazy things. So go on, tell the world who you are.
I'm Dee, his wife.
So this is Dee, I am Kingsley, and we are together embarking on a mission to try and do something that frankly we just didn't think was possible, okay? And that's what we're here for. So what we are trying to do is travel around the world, which is already a logistical nightmare, right? But we're trying to do this with me on a wheelchair, and not just on a wheelchair, but we are going to do this backpacking. So every country that we are going to be visiting, we are literally going to be doing this backpacking and trying to navigate our way through so many obstacles that we've already experienced a few of those, and we are just still in the kind of the western part of the world in a way. So we're looking forward to seeing what the rest of our journey is going to be like. So we started documenting this purely because we wanted to keep our family up to date, let them know where we are, let them know that everything is fine. Now we want to share the journey with you. So for many years, lovely Dee here and myself, we've worked so hard for everything, right? We've been working together, training together for the Paralympics, and that's been my dream. That's been something that I wanted to do, something I wanted to achieve. For doing that for many years, so we decided that we want to do something that both of us...
I love doing.
Right, yeah, something that Dee definitely loves doing, which is traveling. So when we first met, Dee was traveling around Asia. She was, what countries, you can talk about where you went to, what countries you visited?
A 3-month period, I went to Australia, I went to Japan, I went to Vietnam, I went to Thailand, Cambodia, and then I left to go back to the UK. And that it was, a 3-month period. And during those 3 months, it was just literally like 2 weeks before my flight, I met him.
Yeah. So we met just before she went away on this long trip away. And while she was away, she was sending loads of videos. Each day I would get like loads of videos. I
wanted to encourage him. I'm like, look, you could definitely come here. You can definitely do these things. Look, it's not Western world standard in accessibility, but you could definitely do these things. Yeah,
and lots of the things were, she was checking accessibility. She was saying, okay, this place I went to, you could definitely do it. You could get to this point, right? And then you could do this. You could get up to that point. You could do this. And that was basically, what started this whole idea. What if we decided to travel around, right, and see the world, and I try to experience the same things that you experience, right?
I like to live off grid. I like to meet the locals. I like to be like nested with the locals and not stay in a 5 stars all-inclusive hotel where you don't really leave, because that's not for me. Traveling is finding uncomfortable situation where you really don't have you have language barriers, but there you go, you get on a van in the middle of the night because your big bus broke down, and there's just like 5-6 local men just taking you somewhere, which you shouldn't be doing, but I'm here to tell the story.
Local men, I didn't know about this. This is all coming up now.
This is in Cairo. You didn't even know me back then. Yeah, Cairo, Egypt.
I think this video is going to be terminated now. All right, so of course, going to hotels that are comfortable and accessible. It's seen as a luxurious thing for a lot of people, but it's actually, for me, the only way, right? And for a lot of people with physical disabilities, right? It's the only way that you're actually going to travel, because you need the places where they have, the disabled toilets and access to the shower rooms and all these other things.
Ramps into buildings.
Yes, exactly. So have ramps.
No steps at the entrance.
Yeah, so things like that are actually very important, right? So which means that it's really difficult to really see the culture and see the people. And this is something that we want to explore in this journey that we're on. So I hope that we can keep you updated with the travels. So we've been out of the country for almost 4 months, and we've been keeping our family up to date with what's going on. And we've decided it's a bit too much hard work, manually keeping everybody up to date, and we're just going to make these videos. And we hope that we can share the fact that, one, most things we think are not possible. There are other ways of achieving them. And two, I'd like to share the stories of people who live in these places and with limited mobility, and the fantastic things that they are.
The support network that they have.
Things that they're actually able to achieve based on the support network around them, and also to share the stories of those people who make it happen. Because we live in this world, and this world is for all of us, but we have to be there for each other as well, you know, in order for this to be a world that's possible. All right, so some of the things that I've experienced myself, you know, before I left this journey, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually, you know, scared of this journey. So some days I really think, is this actually, is this possible?
You've been more chilled now than before. In Portugal, you definitely were nervous.
Yeah.
Embarking on this journey.
Yeah, because even to go to a cinema, anybody with a physical disability will tell you the same thing. To go to a cinema, you first have to check, is that cinema accessible, right? And what seats do they have? Do I need to climb? How many stairs do I need to go up? And now we're talking of traveling around the world. We're talking of going to countries where being disabled it's not just an afterthought. You're not even thought of. It doesn't even exist. And we're going to have to navigate our way through those issues. I mean, we've landed in an airport where there was no way of getting out of the plane, right? So we had to actually speak to somebody and say, okay, luckily, of course, I use crutches, so I was able to go down those flights of stairs. But if you had to change, you had to move from one terminal to the next, or you had a flight change, and you had to wait unknown number of minutes or even hours. You most likely miss your flight. So this is a journey that we want to document. So this is our fifth country so far, and we are hoping to hit 100 plus.
To add it though, in St. Martin they were really good when we flew in. They had a set of flights. You're not docking into the terminal. You're actually getting off the runway.
They had a ramp that goes like a snake going all the way down. So I didn't have to use steps.
Yes.
So technically, I could have used, if they brought my wheelchair up, I would have used that to go all the way down. But there are countries, when I went to Cuba, for example, definitely had to use the steps to come down. And if you didn't have that, you have to bomb it down. So but like I said, this journey is not going to be trying to find a perfect world. You're trying to find the world as it is, and figuring out how to navigate that world, you know, through the help of so many amazing people who would come to help. So we're looking forward to that. So what's this journey going to be for you? What do you think?
It's my reward for being so good. I see you like that. It's my reward of being so patient and being a wonderful, lovely wife for you while you were training your butt to get to Tokyo.
Oh yes, yeah. So our journey to Tokyo is a whole new different video. We're going to cover that.
We'll do another video.
But we ended up going together, and Dee was my coach. So she learned how to drive a launch. She did a lot. I mean, it was incredible to be able to spend that time, because of course 2020 Paralympics was 2021, and it was in Tokyo, and it was during lockdown. So it was a very different feel, and to friends and family and guests weren't allowed to come. So being able to go there, with Dee was a special moment. But yeah, sacrificing all those time.
Yes, it was about sacrifice. I mean, we talk about it in another video, but yeah, I am really looking forward to how now we can actually do couple things. You know, what couples do, what married couples do.
Yes.
Instead of saying, oh no, it's too late, you have training in the morning.
So absolutely, I'm looking forward to that.
Also, going to places where we have no idea what's gonna bring to the table, and that's what I like about traveling. And I think Kingsley getting out of his comfort zone is just making him more and more travel hungry.
That's very true. That's very true. So literally just planning 2 countries ahead of time, and that gives us the flexibility to decide where we want to go, why we're going there, and also just having that flexibility has been really good. And as time goes on, we'll talk about the finances and how we're able to do this.
Yes.
Did we win the lottery? Did we?
No,
did we
no,
rob
nothing
the
like
bank?
that. No, we robbed the bank.
Don't tell them.
He's a Nigerian prince.
Yeah, did you get my email?
No,
So
nothing
we'll
like
talk.
that
We'll
at all.
talk about some of those things. Digital nomad, being able to work whilst you're traveling, and all that stuff. So stay tuned. If you want to be a part of this journey, definitely subscribe to this video so you can see more of the contents as we travel around the world. And so subscribe and be a part of it. Do you have any last words for the world?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. That's a good one.